you have good characteristics of a leader, you are going to attract more than one woman that finds you so amazing, and you'll attract more than one and continue to do that to the point where you have to say, no, I don't want to practice polygyny. I don't want to do that. There's brothers in our community where we're from that are qualified to practice polygyny. They just don't want to. They don't want the responsibility of it because it's heavy. It's a big job. There's women in the community that will say, I wish that brother would practice polygyny. Oh my God, I would love to be married to him. And I get it.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Do you think it's a good idea for a man to make a promise to wait for polygamy, knowing you have a way to go about it, handling your nest? You have to decide that for yourself. Like for me and or for Coach Nazir, I couldn't tell him when that time would be for him. I know a lot of wives will say it's not time. It's not a good time for us to practice or for you to practice for us. Now, they might say that because the women might be pregnant or something like that, and they want to make sure that, they minimize any distractions or any upset that they might be feeling at the time. Some men said, I've waited years and I'm tired of waiting. So my question would be, how much more of your life do you have left? Who can answer that? Who knows? Who knows the answer? How much more of your life do you have left to live? You don't know. You don't know. So if you say I waited 10 years and your wife says, I think you should wait another 5 years, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to say, no, I'm not going to do that, but this is my plan, but it won't be 10 years from now. It won't be 5. Because you don't know how much longer you do have. That doesn't mean rush into anything. You definitely want to have some plans under your belt. And on YouTube, which is so awesome, Coach Nyla has many videos answering a lot of these questions, guys. I'm dead serious, and he has some really great information regarding anything that you want to know about polygyny, whether it's financial or whatever the case may be. And only Allah, you're right, only Allah knows. Only God knows how much time you have left. I shared this the other night. I had a neighbor that asked me, why would he practice polygyny now? And she was hurting when she said it because we had lived next door to her for over 10 years. And so I told her, when would you have liked him to practice polygyny? She couldn't answer that. Because how can you? You would have to have the privilege of having access to his intentions and his mind, his brain. You'd have to have access to that, and we don't have access to that. Yeah. So planning for children and having babies first, and we as wives, we don't get to tell our husbands when they can have another wife or have a child with another wife. That'll get you in the red every time. Because what ends up happening is, and I've said this many times, and I'll say it again, we want to mother them. So many wives want the shoes of motherhood, not only with their children, but with their husband. And I will always tell women, he's been raised already. Missed the boat on that, and you weren't going to be his mother anyway. You're here to be his wife. So I don't tell my husband how to be. You can ask questions, give input, use some positive influence, but not manipulation. and use statements like, well, I was thinking X, Y, and Z. I'd like to know what you think. I had to come to that, y'all. I didn't come to that right away. I was a very young bride, and I wasn't thinking about sharing my husband, my very good-looking husband. Told y'all he was a problem back then, because that's the funny thing too. And this is kind of off topic, but people kind of give my co-wife a bad rap. You know, kind of, they just do. And for some reason, I don't know who told the interweb this, the internet, but she's not the first woman that has ever been interested in Coach Nazir. Are you kidding me?
You're already on our channel and you see how we are empowering people when it comes to polygamy education. You may be wondering, what's the next step? Especially knowing that we are the authors of the book,
Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have had this book back a while ago when we first embarked on polygyny. And you will learn a lot of things about minding your marriage and what that actually means. So you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just against when it's not done right, you want to learn how to do it right, this will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping yours off to you.
Please. He's checked the boxes for more than just my co-wife. So when people go, well, why would you But then we can go all on TV and have folks looking at Brad Pitt and Idris Elba and Lorenz Tate and everybody. All right? What's that man name with the blue eyes? I forget his name. The actor. There's probably a lot of those. When he's black. Pittsburgh in the house. They go, well, oh, he's an actor. Oh, well, oh. I don't have access to him. People look at what's good looking. They might not look long, but they look. So, a man that's a good man, and in my husband's case, a practicing Muslim, he did not just get the attention of Coach Nyla. He still doesn't. There's two of us sitting on either side of him at any given moment. There's women on the internet and on these different platforms going, ooh, good looking guy. We sitting there. We're sitting there. I've been at the masjid. Let's get there. I've been at the masjid. And I'm coming to close, but I thought this was hilarious. I've been at the masjid. My co-wife wasn't there that day. I told her about it. And we kikied about it. It was hilarious. And his sister walks up to me. She was like, there's a sister here asking if your husband wants a third wife. I said, child, I don't know. Go on, ask him. Ask. I'm talking about messing up somebody's Sunday. They weren't expecting me to say that. He can only answer that. Like, I'm for real. I can give you his email. You can ask him. And he said, after that, he said he was open. But at that point, we hadn't talked about that stuff. We hadn't talked about it, but he said he was open. But not that day. Because I had to look at the sister that asked me, was he interested in having a third wife on behalf of someone else, based off of who I know him to be. I told the sister, I said, he might, but I doubt very seriously if it would be her. And he agreed once I told him. He agreed. It's his decision to make, though. You would have to ask him, though. I'm not his mother. He's my husband. But it's not that. Attractiveness is not just about the face, you all. We know that, right? Because you can be beautiful and have the worst attitude, wear the most prettiest clothes you want to, and have the worst attitude. You can be a good-looking man with a big all this kind of be an absolute tyrant. You be a man without a beard and be a tyrant. You have all the money in the world and be so ugly and dark on the inside. So yeah, if you have good looks, good heart, ambition, drive, you're brave, you're strong, you have good characteristics of a leader, you are going to attract more than one woman that finds you so amazing, and you'll attract more than one and continue to do that to the point where you have to say, no, I don't want to practice polygyny. I don't want to do that. There's brothers in our community where we're from that are qualified to practice polygyny. They just don't want to. They don't want the responsibility of it because it's heavy. It's a big job. There's women in the community that will say, I wish that brother would practice polygyny. Oh my God, I would love to be married to him. And I get it.